Introduce yourself, and I'll pass the sign-in around so you can go ahead and sign in on our agenda. We have here Mr. McLemore, which is going to be our EIT administrator, Ms. Prudhomme, which is the RTI teacher, and then we also have Ms. Calhoun, which is the math classroom teacher, and Ms. Timmons, which is the reading classroom teacher for the students that we're going to be talking about. All right, I'm going to be the facilitator and the recorder for this meeting. We have two students that we're going to be talking about on today, and I'll kind of just give the beginning of the information, and then we'll start with you guys going into more detail. We're talking about Dwayne Simmons today. He is a 7th grader, and he is currently at Exit Academy. His ID number, and you guys are his classroom teachers, okay? Dwayne is a Tier 2 reading student and a Tier 2 math student, okay? All right, so we'll go ahead and get into our information, and you guys can give us some data and kind of chime in. Let me just ask you a few questions before we get started. Is he LEP? Does he receive services in LEP?
No, he does not.
Okay, what about dyslexic or 504?
No.
Okay, speech?
No.
Special education?
No.
And is he on a BIP?
No, he's not.
Okay, thank you. All right. So first of all, let's kind of start with the STAR data. Do you have any information on the STAR data?
Do you have any reading STAR data? You didn't bring your stuff? Not for math, I'm sorry.
I just got stuff for math. Sorry.
You have his reading.
Let me see.
Oh, no, yeah, we have.
I haven't done anything.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Thank you. So it shows that in math, he did pass.
Oh,
A level 2.
okay.
For math.
Okay, so he did pass.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, that's a good thing. Okay. And I can write those scores in. Do you have any information like on his universal screenings that have taken place throughout the year?
For math, well, I do have this.
Okay.
I run this report.
Can you tell me what his skill score is?
Skill score.
I was right. Here, right here.
Oh, okay. Let me see. We said, his skill score is 750.
Oh, okay. So that means that he
Oh,
is,
750. On watch.
he's on watch. Okay, so he's in the blue area
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
universal screening.
Yes.
Okay, so he's doing
In the blue.
He's in the blue. Okay, so he did pretty good. So can you kind of give us a little bit of insight about like how many like interventions and things that you've had with him? How has he progressed throughout the year? Or just give us a little bit more insight on it.
Well, he's a good student.
Okay.
And he comes to class every day. Interventions, I don't have anything documented. I don't have anything to bring you, to show you, but he is improving.
Correct.
And since he is a tier 2 student, he should have also document interventions in the computer that we use with Ms. Prunum's spreadsheet that she sent you guys. So we need to make sure we're documenting every intervention he has, because like, you know, if it's not being documented, technically it's not being done.
When did you send that email?
I sent that like the first month of school. That's the one that we did the training on, and I showed you in your information in your email. It's called the face-to-face law. So if you go back and look in your email, and if you don't find it, I'll send it to you again. And I can come back and show you like step by step how to put the student's name in, how to put the date in, and how to put the intervention target skill that you worked on, and how to submit it. And you know, as long as you are submitting those on a regular basis, which it should be done every week, then I can print that log and you can have it to bring to the
Tier
meeting.
2, he's looking at at least 2 interventions a week.
Yes.
Right, and when we come back to meet, we will be bringing those intervention logs.
Yes, okay.
Thank you.
I will have that next time.
All right. Can you give me some information like about his attendance? How's he looking on attendance?
Well, I don't have that information, but he comes to class every day. I don't remember a time he was absent from
Okay.
the class.
So he does. He comes to school. Doesn't have a lot of absences. What about discipline referrals? We have a lot of discipline referrals.
No.
Okay. And what about his hearing and vision? Is it up to date? Has his screening been done? Is that information up to date?
Well, let me see.
Right here.
It says he's passed.
Okay, so he has passed. That's very good. Okay.
But that was in 2014. Yeah, so they haven't, it's not current.
It's not current. Okay, so he needs, we'll make a note that, and so you guys can follow up with the nurse to make sure, because his information is possibly could be done, it just hasn't been updated, so you can make sure that that's done. So it needs to be updated. Okay, and so we'll stop there, and then we'll, as far as math, and give us some information on him as it relates to reading.
Okay, Dwayne has been receiving his tier 2 interventions. I've emailed you all the face-to-face log. I shared it with you through the Google Drive.
Yes.
He has an elective, he's in art, so we've been pulling him twice a week from PE. I feel like students should be able to have their elective.
Okay.
I've been working with him on RAS Kids. I've also dropped that into the Google Doc where you have that data on that student.
Okay.
In RAS Kids, it's showing just a little improvement. He's a grade level below.
Just one or?
Like one grade,
Okay,
1 or 2
okay.
grade levels below. I had an opportunity to go and check out his CUME folder, and what I noticed in his CUME folder is that he's been always having issues struggling with reading,
Okay.
especially with his fluency and his phonics. Also, I noticed that he was retained in the first grade. And based on that, I went back and really just looked at his STAR scores to see what particular tick he may be struggling with. So we really have chimed in on placing him on MobiMax. I've contacted his parent, and I informed her that MobiMax is something that he can use at home. I explained to her, I had given her a letter, and it has like step-by-step instructions. She had an opportunity to go on there and look at the information to see if her son has been improving. And since we have Messenger on MobiMax, she has been messaging me, letting me know what he's doing and what her suggestions I should recommend for her. Then I also told her, giving her some YouTube videos to kind of guide her at home on how to really observe what he's doing. And based on all what I've been doing with Dwayne, I really recommend that he needs to go up a tier to tier 3.
How many minutes are you pulling it for?
I pulled him for 45 minutes.
We're getting 45.
Yes, and I pulled him from out of PE.
And there's nothing, we hadn't seen him.
I haven't seen that much, and even when I talk to him, because he's a little shy, I've asked him to really let me know what's going on as far as with the phonics and the fluence and the comprehension. And with RAS kids, is really showing me this tailoring to what grade level he's on.
And so were you guys able to send home that sheet at the beginning of the year, the parent letter that informed the parent that the child was identified as a tier 2 kid and that you were going to be pulling them? Do you have documentation of that?
Yes. I also put that in a Google Drive. I dropped it into the folders that you all can view.
Okay.
After I had did that, I also called the parent to talk to the parent to let them know what was going on and why the kid was on tier 2 and how many sessions their child will be receiving and explain extensively everything.
What about you?
I think I sent that letter home. I have to go check.
Okay.
And then if I find it, I'll send it to you.
Okay, okay.
And his universal scores in reading.
Based on his scores, he's urgent, and his scale score is 405. And my goal is for his scale score to increase by 100 points.
And so you're recommending that he goes to
Tier 3 for
3
reading.
because he's urgent? Okay.
And for math, we can stay at tier 2.
Okay. Okay, well, he will have to stay at tier 2 because there's no documentation of any interventions that have been done. So he'll have to stay there until you have done at least 24 interventions at this point going forward that have to document going from today. And then we will revisit to see if he's able to move up or move down or what the necessary needs are for him.
Do I have to have 24?
Yes,
Okay.
that's the minimum.
At least 20.
At least.
Yeah, that's the minimum amount that you need to have, it's at least 24. Okay, so one more thing that I kind of want to talk about with him is, can you give me a few, both of you can kind of think about it. I need a strength and a weakness for him, so we can talk about like what are his strengths and what are his weaknesses, and then we'll set some goals for him for reading and math based on the universal screening data that we have. Do you have any strengths and weaknesses that you'd like to share with us?
Well, he participates in class.
Okay, very good.
But I know for math, he doesn't complete all of his work.
Okay. Okay, what about you for reading?
With reading, some of his comprehension for the weaknesses is low.
Okay. And what are his strengths?
His strength, if it's below grade level, he can retain the information but on grade level, he continues to struggle.
Okay. And now if you would look at your universal screenings data that's there, and we'll go ahead and set a goal. Remember that the goal has to be an obtainable goal that has to be met by at least 80% accuracy. And we'll go ahead and put a expiration date to it on the goal. And normally we set that date for how far away?
Follow-ups we'll do in this in 4 weeks.
In 4 weeks. Okay, so we'll do a 4-week date from today. If you go ahead and kind of pinpoint some
I
goals.
just have to look at this. down
Yes,
here.
look at the universal screening, because that information on there is gonna give you specific goals that he needs to work on in order to get that higher skill score. So if you would just kind of pinpoint, think about the areas of weaknesses that he have, okay? And that universal screening, it already breaks it up into the 5 areas of math focus and the 5 areas of reading focus, so you can pinpoint the skill based on that information. And while you guys are doing that, I'll kind of just discuss with Ms. Methmore real quick, so what our decision, kind of, what do you think?
Well, looking at his STAR scores, he's failed since 3rd grade. So that's correlated with his screening results. And looking at his grades, they're always around 7, which makes sense. So he's looking to move. And we're going to retain also.
Are we okay? So we recommending, okay, for reading a tier 3.
For reading.
For tier, oh, he'll have to stay the same.
In math, since we have no documentation, we'll continue to see him in tier 2 math.
Yes.
Okay.